We head to Queen's Park now, where there was plenty of talk about the first day back this year. There were more questions about that Ford family stag and doe and condo developers and new legislation to overhaul healthcare, all while the Liberal Party continues the search for their new leader. Matt Ingram at Queen's Park today following the story and joins us live with more. Matt?
Phil, busy day is an understatement. Just in the last few hours, the government tabled their new healthcare legislation that, if passed, will allow more diagnostics and surgeries at private clinics, paid for with public money, of course. Now, the other big thing that this legislation brings is the aforementioned promise of recognizing automatically healthcare credentials from workers from out of province so they can more quickly, the government says, get into the workforce. It's a move Sylvia Jones says is aimed at cutting down the surgical backlog and healthcare wait times, while also attracting more workers to our province. But critics are worried people may be able to pay more to cut the line or be refused service, something the health minister says this new legislation will prevent.
Community surgical centre must, cannot, and will not refuse patients who decide to choose the OHIP-covered service as opposed to additional options that may or may not be available.
NDP leader Marit Stiles, on her first day officially leading her party in this new legislative session, says workers will be poached from the already struggling healthcare system to work in these proposed community surgical centres, and expressed concern that the government hasn't chosen a regulatory body yet.
There is no oversight. There's the promise of some oversight sometime, somewhere, to be determined.
Jones says staff poaching won't happen because centres will have to lay out their staffing plans when applying for an operating license.
Making sure that you have clearly mapped out and are able to articulate how you are going to staff and continue to staff the model.
Earlier in the day, Ford faced more questions about land developers attending his daughter's stag and doe last August, ahead of his government's November decision to open up new parts of the Greenbelt to development, a plan that has been met with protests around the Golden Horseshoe.
Can the Premier explain to Ontarians how they are supposed to believe that these developers weren't given a heads up about his plans for the Greenbelt?
My family is separate than the political process. Again, this event was cleared by the Integrity Commissioner.
Ford let his House Leader Paul Calandra answer further questions from Stiles.
The Premier has already responded to that, and as the Commissioner also responded to that.
The Office of the Integrity Commissioner has said Ford had no knowledge of gifts given to his daughter, and there was no discussion of government business. But the Commissioner is also investigating if the Housing Minister broke any rules, and the Auditor General is probing the Greenbelt expansion plan too.
It really throws into question the issue of trust.
Meantime, Liberal member Mitzi Hunter wouldn't say if she's planning to run for her party's leadership or if she may run for Toronto Mayor.
Stay tuned. I will definitely update you at the appropriate time.
And after weeks of deliberation, Green Party leader Mike Schreiner announced he won't be switching parties to try and grab the top Liberal job, following an open letter from a wing of the party urging him to run for the leadership.
The best way I can make a difference is as the Ontario Green leader. The work we are doing at Queen's Park is incredibly valuable.
The rules for the Liberal Leadership Convention are expected to be worked out at the upcoming annual general meeting in Hamilton, March 3rd through 5th. Now, Hamilton's going to be something that a lot of provincial politics watchers are watching in this next month, because also in March on the 16th, we're going to have the by-election for Hamilton Centre to fill Andrea Horvath's old seat.